Greetings, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to Global Leadership Perspectives. And today I would want to sort of take ourselves a few days back on what exactly happened during the national breakfast prayer meeting that is usually organized by the National Assembly of Kenya and is usually presided over by the president and high profile political leaders in the country. And so I will not basically analyze the whole of the meeting or even the whole of the statement that was issued by Mr. Ruto, but I want to focus on one item and try to make a few comments where that is concerned. Now, he was giving 4 points in relation to the 2022 general election. And one of the points that he pointed out was that indeed the 2022 general election was a turning point because, number one, he said that the two camps that by then, the Kenya Kwanza UDA and the Azimio, that were the two main contendants, that both of them, they had a national outfit. That is in terms of the kind of the people they had assembled together and the various coalition. He said that indeed both of them depicted and categorically showed a national face. Well, I want to give him the benefit of doubt and respect his position. And of course, this could be perceptional, but again, it is true we saw an element of national face where the two camps are concerned. But then I've been thinking, why did he decide to bring up such kind of a conversation, especially during after over 8 months of general election? This to me suggests that the leadership of Kenya Kwanza, they are indeed still struggling with the issue of legitimacy. And because of that, they have to keep on making such a comments, at least and somehow to persuade and convince people, you know what, we are the legitimate people that won the general election, and just to try and paint a certain picture in the eyes and in the mental framework of people. Otherwise, I really don't see reasons why this has to keep on coming up. Of course, putting it also in context, I would also look at it as something that indeed is a paradox. A paradox in the sense that, yes, it appears from the word go when they were looking for the votes from the citizens, the legitimate people who were to vote, then they went with the perception or the reality that we are national face, and so we are going to serve you in that manner. But then, if we look at it currently, do we see that happening? I'll be very hesitant to say that indeed they are consistent with their manifesto and consistent with what is being made to appear like this is a national outfit. The reason why I'm saying this is because look at the appointments where the government is concerned. We can clearly see without any doubt the aspect of tribalism and nepotism where appointments are concerned. It appears there are only two tribes that are out to share the real cake, the real thing where Kenya is concerned, and perhaps the rest then can share the spoils. And so this is not indeed in tandem with what he is talking and what he talked on that particular day. It is not in tandem. And so it is a sharp contradiction where that is concerned. And so I don't really like that statement. And this conversation, I'm saying it because it's a critique. We are saying that we want to have leaders that are honest, leaders that are indeed doing the right thing and the thing they need to do. And in the context of Kenya, to have leaders that will do the things that they need to do so that Kenya can continue prospering and getting along in the manner that it is supposed to. So that I find a lot of difficulties to accept that there is the national face in terms of, in this case, the ruling party. So I fail to see that, and it's unfortunate. So for us to be convinced with his statement that indeed for the first time there was a turning point, and for that reason there was the two camps had a national face look, then we want to see that manifesting even in the way the government is being run, in the way they are handling other people, and the way they are indeed doing their administration work. So we want to see everybody appoint, in terms of appointment, we want to see also representation. We want to see also the same statement being applied, and so then we can be convinced that indeed this is a serious leadership. And he also talked about a second issue, and he said that the election was about issue-based. This could be true because, and again, it could not be true depending on where you are standing from. And so either preposition could stand or could lose the ground, depending. But then one of the issues he categorically extrapolated and pointed the nation to was the issue of borrowing in terms of the getting credit. He said that indeed, like for them, they had said that they will not borrow. They can run the government without borrowing. Of course, in his statement, he is retracting that, and he's changing the tune. He's saying that they indicated they would borrow not so much, but just a little to help the government run. And the Azimio, by then, they had said that they would continue, of course, borrowing, and to do it within the correct parameters that will help the country to grow. The reason I'm bringing this aspect is because, one, already there is a shift of tone. Initially, we will not borrow, but now we can borrow a little. But then if you go to the actual thing where the government is concerned, and if you go to the records and if you go to the actual data, which I can't present now, you will realize that this current government, within the shortest time they have had in their administration, in leadership, they have borrowed a lot. They have borrowed a lot, and they are always they are seeking to borrow. In fact, there was some conversation that they were even thinking of removing the cap so that they could keep on borrowing and borrowing. And of course, this really, as we said, it is not a good thing for leaders, because we want to have leaders that will talk the truth and do the right thing, not just to say things because you want to please people at that particular time or to fit a particular context, but to remain consistent. And this can really help us as leaders, and it can really help even this country and to really do good things for the country. So the King bless Kenya. Those are a few critiques that I wanted to point out where that particular statement is concerned. You may agree with it or you may differ with it. That is completely acceptable. It is allowed, and there are no issues with that. That is how I saw, or that's how I've tried to interpret the statement that was made by the president during the national prayer breakfast meeting. King bless you.